Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, so shop my stash, try on new makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. If I sound sick, apologies, I'm not. My allergies are just out of control today. Anytime it rains, or since we're in winter, it snows, my allergies just... okay, yeah, so today's video is my absolute top favorite launches of 2024. As you can see, skin is bare, so I will be applying these items as I'm talking about them. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I kept the list kind of short. All right, my lovelies, hair is pulled back. Let's go ahead and get started. I actually already primed my face. I don't test out too many primers. Yeah, I just don't. I do have one though that did make the list. And I use this as a like priming before going in with makeup. I don't think this is necessarily a primer. So the Ordinary Milky Toner. This retails between $10 and $15. I cannot remember off the top of my head. And it's a very close, not exact dupe, because you all know how I feel about dupe, to the Rhode Skin. The only difference is the consistency is a little bit more of like milky watery, and that's about it, and the price. But I feel like it works, if not identical, pretty close to the Rhode Skin. I love this. As you could tell, I'm almost halfway done, and this is only a few months old. This is a really good product that The Ordinary came out with, and I will be repurchasing this when I'm done with it. For the rest of my primers, I went into the Gucci Mattifying Primer for my T-zone and the Rare Beauty Glowy Primer for the perimeters of my face. Now let's talk about foundations, because I feel like there's so many good ones that have been launched this year. The one that made the list, and it is the newest one in my collection, but look, I fell in love with it that much that it's making it to #1, and that is the Chanel Ultra Latent Velvet Foundation. This isn't new, it is reformulated, but I'm putting it in the list because I tried it this year and it's the new reformulation. First off, I love this because you can literally use it like fresh girl aesthetics, everyday kind of foundation, or you can definitely glam it up and make it look a little bit just more glamorous. So yeah, I love this, absolutely love it, and I did not expect to fall in love with it like I did. I've been using it so much. The one that got bumped down is the Vive Skin Nova Complexion Balm. And the only reason this got bumped down to second place, I guess you could say, is because this is a pretty natural foundation. I've tried building it up and you can't. I mean, you could probably go a little bit more full coverage with a concealer and make it look a little bit more glam, but the formula itself, it's a pretty sheer formula, but it's just so beautiful. Miss Jamie Genevieve did amazing with this. I absolutely love this. So yeah, honorable mention. Couple of other honorable mentions: the Huda Beauty, the Dior Stick Foundation, and those are the only ones that are just popping on the top of my head right now. So let's apply the foundation. BD31 is the shade that I purchased for this. Chanel B30 is the shade that I have for the other ones. This is the Sigma and Brianna Fox for brush. I don't think this is available anymore, but just like a little kabuki brush. So pretty. It does have a scent. I wouldn't say it's the typical Chanel scent. It's a little bit different. For me, it smells a tiny bit floral. So if you don't like that, FYI. Oh, but do you see how pretty my skin looks? Okay, now let's talk about concealers. I I feel like so many great concealers also got launched this year, but the one that made it to the #1 spot is the by Terry Hyaluronic Serum Concealer. Now, I will say the shade range is absolute crap, but the formula, wow, amazing, beautiful, astonishing, just perfect. Second place or honorable mention is gonna go to the Cali Ray Under Eye Brightener. I also fell in love with that formula. It is so beautiful. I do have it, I just didn't pull it out. But yeah, that one, it doesn't matter what time of the year I use it, and I absolutely love it. A couple of other honorable mentions. The Westman Atelier, also beautiful, a little bit more coverage if you're into that, but also looks natural. The Danessa Myricks, I did not hear too many people rave about that concealer. The only person I did hear was Angelica Nyqvist, and with good reason, because it is a beautiful concealer. So let's go in with the by Terry. I have shade number 6, and if I forget to tell you a shade, I always link the exact shades that I use down below in the description box. All you have to do is click the link and it'll take you exactly to the shade that I use, FYI. I'm gonna jump in to the BK114, the cream and liquid side bristles. Yeah, this formula is just so pretty, and I can definitely make it a little bit more glam. I think I forgot a tiny bit here. Okay, now we're gonna jump in to liquid / cream bronzers. I feel like this year was definitely a bronzer heavy year. I mean, I tried so many bronzers. But the one that I keep wanting to use over and over is the Say liquid bronzer. I have the shade Salt. This is just beautiful, absolute beautiful. Blends so easy. The formula is, it's almost like a hybrid between a liquid and a gel. Like, it's not exactly gel like the Makeup by Mario liquid bronzer, and it also is a little bit on the sheer side. Like, you do get pigment more than the Makeup by Mario, but not too much where you have to tread super softly. I don't know, the formula, everything about this bronzer is absolutely stunning. Another one that also made the list is the Dior Stick bronzer / contour, because there's 4 different tones. 2 are more on the cool tone side and 2 are more on the warm tone side. I have shade number 2 Tan, which is more of a bronzing stick than a contour stick. But this formula, so pretty, so pretty. Now, I do have to blend quickly because it is a pretty fast drying formulation, but it just looks so pretty. Lasts all day, it's beautiful. So I usually do one side and then the other. I think I'm gonna use these 2. A few other honorable mention products. The e.l.f. liquid bronzer contour. I recently tried that, and I would say that's a very close, cheaper alternative to the Say. Just a little bit more pigmented. I'm drawing a blank because I can't think of the other ones that I have tried this year. Okay, for now, the e.l.f. The e.l.f. is the one that I'm mentioning. I might have more in the powder bronzing category. Okay, we'll start with the Say as like our contouring shade. Also, a little disclaimer, don't get upset if your #1 product isn't named. These are my personal favorites, my personal preferences. So much goes into these videos to take into account for the person who's telling you these are my favorites. Skin type, where they live, the kind of job that they do. So it could just easily be that it doesn't mean that the product that you love is not great. It's just not a favorite of mine. So don't take to offense if your absolute favorite product doesn't make it onto this video. You see that? It blended out so easily and looks beautiful. This is the Makeup by Mario F4. The Makeup by Mario liquid bronzer is also a really good one. Now I'm gonna jump into the Dior, which I said shade 2 Tan. As you can see, It's a pretty warm shade, but if you work fast like I do, it's just so pretty. I love this. I think Dior did a fabulous job with this launch. What they did, the stick foundation and this stick cream slash contour. You see that? Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna jump in to powder blush before we jump in to powders. The number one, I'm gonna have to give it to Huda Beauty. This is the blush filter, I'm pretty sure. I have the shade Strawberry Cream. So pretty, so blendable, smells so good. And I do mean so good. I feel like she just knocked it out of the park with this one. An honorable mention would be the Hourglass Liquid Blush. That one, so pretty, so pretty. Now, I know some people don't think it's super easy to work with, but for me, I haven't had any issues and it blends out beautifully. The 116 from BK Beauty. Yeah, this Huda one, so pretty. And it does work on top of powder as well really nicely. There's so many great cream and liquid blushes that have been launched, but 100% these are the two that stand out a lot for me. I would love to know if you tried either one of the ones that I mentioned. Okay, now we're gonna set the under eyes. I'm very picky when it comes to powder. I try not to buy too many powders just because I don't need that many powders, but there is a few that made this list. The number one for under eye is going to be the Dolce & Gabbana pressed powder. This formula is so finely milled, so thin. I mean, it's just perfect and it works beautifully under my eyes. Couple of honorable mentions. The By Terry pressed powder. I don't know if that's completely new for this year, but I tried it this year and I absolutely love it for my under eyes as well. Also, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake, the pressed powder version of her loose powder. I ended up loving that for my under eyes. I know a lot of people, it didn't get the best reviews. But for me, it worked beautifully. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to the dark side of the 114 from BK and use this to powder my under eyes. But yeah, those are some favorites as far as under eyes go for setting them. This Dolce & Gabbana, I mean, you can tell, at least I hope you can, how much I have used that. I don't think I put any brushes in this video. Okay, now as far as powders for setting the whole face, I also feel like we got a decent amount of powder launches. I just did not participate in too many of them. My number one is gonna have to go to the RMS loose powder. I think there's only 3 different tones and I have the lightest one. It seems to work with every single foundation that I have used with it. My skin looks blurred and my oils stay put all day long. Doesn't matter what foundation I use. An honorable mention is gonna have to be the Melt from the, I mean, you can tell how much I have used of this. It's so good. It leaves my skin looking blurred, beautiful. It just doesn't work the same with every single foundation. So with this one, I do have to think about what foundation I have on if I'm going to use this or not. And another one, which is a recent, I'm pretty sure that video is gonna go up before this one. Like I literally just tried it yesterday, is the e.l.f. the Halo Glow Powder. This was beautiful and it lasted absolutely stunning all day long. It's not as glowy as I thought it was going to be. If you're somebody who likes for your powder to have pigment, this is the one for you for sure. I don't really, so I did have to tread softly when using this, especially because I got the super light shade, but the finish, perfection. I, of course, will keep testing this out, but I had to mention it as an honorable mention because it truly did impress me the first time I tried it. We're gonna use the RMS for today. The 127 brush. Use this all over my face. I wish you could see up close how beautiful my skin looks. Oh, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna apply some powder bronzer and then we can talk about eyeshadow palettes. The number one that made it to my list, it's crazy because this is actually a brand that I tried for the first time when I tried this bronzer, and it's by Terry. This is the Tea to Tan Sun Powder. I have the shade 2 medium bronze, and so pretty, buttery, silky, soft. It reminds me of the YSL, and that's going to be one of the honorable mentions. I just feel like this one's maybe a tad bit just more rich. I think that's the best word I can think of. I feel, again, bronzers, it was the year of the bronzers. So many bronzers launched. The Dolce & Gabbana, this is our 202 from What's Up Beauty. The What's Up Beauty bronzers, those are also beautiful. They're fairly new. I don't think it beats the By Terry or the YSL, so it did not make it to the top, but it is definitely a beautiful formula. Hourglass also, I got that highlighter and bronzer palette with finishing powders. Been loving that as well. So lots of beautiful bronzers, but this By Terry one is just, it's the one that made it to the top. And it does have a slight scent to it. Would I say it? It reminds me of skincare. But yeah, this one, oh gosh, it is just so pretty. I mean, stunning. The Unearthly, which is a glowing one, also a good one. The RMS. Just so many beautiful bronzers that I have tried, but these two made it at the top of my list. Okay, I do have MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and I have tried so many eyeshadow palettes this year. That was not my intention, it just happened. I also have tried a good amount of indie brand palettes this year. I didn't do a ranking, maybe I should, I don't know. But I feel like since I have so many eyeshadow palettes, it's hard to play with them decently to give you a ranking. So the two that made the top of this list, they're both indie brands. The one that came at number one is the Gargoyle palette from Unearthly. I don't know if it's the nostalgia because I grew up with the show Gargoyles, but I just feel like this color story is perfect, which is crazy because there is blues in here, right? But I feel like you have some decent amount of neutral tones where you can create an everyday eye look, but then you also have some colors in here that are a little bit not so bright, more on the grungy side, where you can create more colorful eye looks. But just, I don't know, it might be the color story, just everything. The gargoyle theme, the color story, plus the formulas in here, spectacular. And I do mean spectacular. I mean, when I first used this palette, I was wowed. And the next one is from Wicked Widow Beauty. This is the Tales of Terror, a haunting palette. These colors scream autumn and Halloween to me, and it's just perfect. Oh my goodness, is it perfect. I fell in love with this. It was a pre-sale palette and the wait was totally worth it because do you see this color story? The mattes in here, beautiful. The shimmers, also beautiful. It's a Halloween themed palette and it's just perfect. So this one is the honorable mention, but so many amazing palettes that have launched this year. The Fatally Yours 2 from Melt. I'm loving that palette so much because it's literally bringing me back to basics. I feel like we are so caught up when using eyeshadow palettes and trying to use as many shades as possible that sometimes just using 1, 2, maybe at the most 3 tones creates a beautiful eye look. And Fatally Yours 2 has brought me back to that mentality. The new Singe Beauty palette, I've only used that for 3 eye looks, but it's so pretty. The Bella Beauty Bar Poison Garden, I have only created 3 eye looks with that one, but I need to play with it a tiny bit more because it honestly, gosh, it is so beautiful and so many amazing palettes. But these 2 are the ones that just, if I could only keep these two, I would be okay with that. I think for today, I'm going to create an eye look with the Wicked Widow Beauty Palette because I haven't used this one as much as the Gargoyle. Okay, it's probably going to be a super simple eye look. Yeah, so I'm going to start with this tone here. Mysterious Moon. This is the MY27 from Danessa and My Kid Co. Put this in the outer. Okay, now I'm gonna jump into this pretty purple here. Flickering Lights. This is Sonia G T4. Okay, so pretty. I'm gonna leave the mattes like this, and now I'm gonna jump into a shimmer. I did not use this one when I reviewed. Did I do 3 looks? I think I did. When I first tested out this palette, this is a Moda lip pencil brush. I did wet it just a tiny bit, but yeah, this is one of the shimmers that I did not get to use. So I'm gonna use this as my inner corner shade, and I'm gonna leave that blank. I'm Saturday and use that shimmer. Sunu, do you see that? So pretty. Okay, I am back. I did do my eyebrows and put on a tiny bit of mascara. I used the Gucci brow pencil, Got To Be brow gel, and the Tower 28 mascara. I'm probably gonna add another layer, but for now, this is what it's looking like. Now we're gonna talk about blush. Feel like that's another category where we got a lot that was launched. So many good ones, but the one that made the #1 list was from Chanel, and it's the Cream to Powder Blush. This is in Rose Radiant. This is the MY from My Kid Co. and Danessa Myricks. I'm going to put this up here because I do have another beautiful blush that I'm going to mention. It is fairly new and it is from an indie brand, but they did such a phenomenal job that I have to name it because it's that pretty. Okay, switch brushes. This is from Sonia G, and the blush I'm talking about is from What's Up Beauty. This is part of the Chiquitere collection. They came out with bronzers and blushes. I do truly enjoy the bronzer, but for some reason, the blushes just made a bigger impression on me. This is Relaxed Roma, and you see that? It's just... And I prefer this tone over the other one that I have. I forget. The other one's more of a rosy pinky tone. This one's like a rosy mauvey tone. And it is just so pretty. You see that? These are baked formulations, so there's no kick up in the pan. You don't pick up too much pigment all at once. You can build up slowly, the way that I love to build up my products. Okay, we are just about done. You see how beautiful my cheeks look? Everything looks beautiful. Okay, now for highlighter. I feel like I tried out a good amount of highlighters this year. A couple of them, which is probably half of the highlighters I have tried this year, were like in duo cheek palettes or trio cheek palettes. A lot of beautiful formulas, but the one that stood out the most for me is from Dior. This is the Glow Face Palette in Celestial Glow. It was part of the holiday collection of this year, and I enjoy the most the orange and the pink highlighters in this palette. I will use the blue from time to time. The icy one is just too glittery, so I use that mainly for inner corners or for brow bone. On my face, I don't use it. For today, we're gonna use the pink and the orange blended together. It's just, the formula is so soft, very natural, almost wet kind of finish, which is what I personally like. I don't enjoy highlighters that you can see from outer space. This is the kind of highlighter I enjoy. And this palette nailed it out of the park. Even that blue one, it also can, I mean, other than the blue shift, like it just looks like my skin is wet. Fabulous, fabulous formula from Dior. I also enjoyed the Holiday 2024 in 001 Eau Lumière. I believe only the other pinky tone, I forget, Coral, I think, Coral Cruise maybe? That is the only one available from the Holiday 2024. The one in the blush and highlighter duo from Chanel. The one from the Dior contour and highlighter duo, also stunning. So many beautiful, beautiful formulas, but this one for me took the cake. And you can clearly see, at least I hope you can, how much I've used them. This came out like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Okay, all we have left is lipsticks. And I did go in to the Christian Audette lip liner that they collaborated with Mel Thompson in Smooches. So my number one on my list is Wicked Widow Beauty, and I think it's mainly the shade. So this is Graveyard Dirt, and you can see how much I have used of this. This is flat now. But gosh, there's just something about this lipstick. It's like the perfect 90s nude lipstick. It honestly is just so perfect. Formula is beautiful, feels comfortable on the lips. It's just gorgeous. There's other tones that they have in their makeup line that I want to try out. I'm just resisting because I honestly don't need any more lipsticks, but this one is my number one currently. An honorable mention is gonna have to be the What's Up Beauty lipsticks from the Egyptian Queen collection. It's Egyptian Queen. First of all, look at that design. Wow, beautiful. They came out with 3 different tones. The one I pulled out is Seba, which is like the most perfect pink. It reminds me of the lipstick Sunday from Merit, which I do own. Here, let me swatch the Wicked Widow Beauty so you can see how pretty. It's so pretty. I don't know yet which one I'm using. Another honorable mention is going to be the new Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint Liquid Lipsticks. This formula is so beautiful, so comfortable, very sheer based, which is probably why I enjoy it so much. I've been using the Maybelline a lot. Let me go in with the Wicked Widow Beauty. I feel like when it comes to lips, I'm picky, but for me, it's not at the drugstore like it used to be. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna try enough drugstore lip products. Not that I need to. My favorite lip liners are like from Refy, MAC Cosmetics, you know. And as far as lipsticks go, it honestly just depends on the formula I'm looking for. I also feel like I fall in love with tones more than formulas when it comes to like lipsticks and lip liners. Okay, pretty much done. Let me fix my hair, come back, and we can end this video. All right, here is the full completed makeup. I think everything looks beautiful. My skin looks so pretty. Okay, I just have a couple, they're more beauty, not actual makeup products. 2 of them are perfumes. This one is from Kayali, the Yum Pistachio Gelato. This one is definitely a tiny bit more on the sweet side, but not ridiculous sweet. It's a pretty subtle, muted, gourmet, baking kind of sweet. I get butteriness, almost like a nutty butteriness. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I've enjoyed this and I get a lot of compliments when I do wear it. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit of this one with the combination of what I already have. And the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid. This one is a little bit more floral, but a fresh kind of floral. It reminds me of spring, but not too many flowers because I do enjoy a tiny bit of floral, but not too much. And this one's like perfect. Out of, I think I own the one in the pink bottle as well. Do I own one more? I thought I had the one in the minty green bottle, but I don't. I prefer this one over the one in the pinky bottle. But yeah, these two, gorgeous, gorgeous scents. And I do want to try the new one from Kayali, the something candy, I think. Another product I wanted to mention was the Vive Invisiveil setting spray. I want to use this every single time I do my makeup. I just don't because I forget. I'm not a huge setting spray person. I mostly use setting spray when I know it's one, a special event, and two, I want my makeup to last all day. Although my makeup does pretty well without setting spray, but I do feel like she did such a fabulous job with this. And then you see that? It's like that every time. And also the smell is really, really nice. It reminds me of the foundation? I don't know, but the smell is super subtle, fresh. It's not overpowering. It's really, really nice. And like, look at this bottle. It's huge. Okay, that's going to be it for my top favorite launches of 2024. I mean, you can see the results and see that they are my top launches for a reason. So pretty. I would love to know what your top launches are for 2024. Beauty, it could be perfumes, creams, face wash, whatever it may be. Let me know down below, and also let me know if you've tried any of the items that I mentioned. They are definitely a favorite for a reason, at least for me personally. And again, do not take it to offense if your favorites did not make it onto this list. If you disagree, we're all, you know, we all have different likes and dislikes. We're all completely different people. It would be a very, very, very boring world if we were all exactly the same. All right, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. I don't know when this video is going up. It might be on... No, it'll be after New Year's. So I hope you had a good New Year's, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.